brutal drives out of Navy last year.
And it wasn't just the quarterback. Line play, the fullback. Perry on the keep. He still got that wiggle and shake, even though he's added. Locked left side, he finds Warren. He's a playmaker in the passing game. Nice stiff arm and a little high-stepping action. Typical traditional slot receiver in the normal offense. Holy Cross showing blitz. And Perry checking down. And go to the fullback, they find the seam, and that's a good gash. And that's critical when Navy's had those long sustained. When will we see the play fake pass, the run and shoot, wrinkled in for Navy? Perry on the edge. The late pitch, perfectly timed. Miles Fells. Angled out of bounds.
Stride, and he hasn't always done that.
There's been a confidence to this drive. Smith net as soon as the ball hit his belly. No gain. Chris
consistently in drills.
Back to Nelson Smith, the fullback, into the end zone, touchdown. Fantastic facilities up in Worcester, Mass. Off a play fake, Perry forced to improvise. And Perry gets positive yardage there.
Just sort of clicking right now, and Malcolm Perry is making the right decisions.
On 2nd and 4, Perry. Another late but well-timed pitch. What a hit point. And then they reversed field and said he would be upstairs. He is down. Nelson Smith trying to drop that left shoulder. Pounds to about the 36.
Comes to this offense, they need their quarterback to think like that.
Later pitch again. It is working wonderfully. Fells chopped down at around the turn. He was told he would be thrust back under center. It was immediately in the wake of the loss to Army. Fullback dive here, legs churning, an extra yard gained. Liam Doran stumbles.
It was a group mistake, but you can't have uncertainty at that position.
Off the fake, Perry will lose yards here. The
defense they were in and checking out of it.
Perry on 3rd and 10. Loading up. The throw, overshot, incomplete. He had play clock down inside of 5. Bit of a low pitch, handled fairly well, but a great job of tackling. Their brother TJ, a strong player at South Carolina, had 8 career picks, over 200 tackles for the Gamecocks in the SEC. Perry, oh, this time they've got that edge. The misdirection befuddles, and Joe Lang driven out of bounds.
Speed, and if you don't have the numbers and they have the speed, that's an easy first down.
Now Perry trying to load up and throw. Staggered strides, tuck and run. Calls for a block, and he gets it from Chance Warren, hands up. Holy Cross trying to rip that ball free, but you'd see perhaps in the supermarket at a checkout line.
Yeah.
I'm not making contact, but I'm just interrupting.
Chance Warren impeded his progress. He didn't block it.
Fullback dive here, and they get the push. Noah Johnson in under.
Power. They prepared, and they're being tested in this environment. We'll see how they respond.
Appreciate that, Sheehan. Malcolm Perry getting tested, football free. And Holy Cross able to officer gets his hours in when he's away from football.
And joined yesterday by Jadeveon Clowney because of that trade from the Houston Texans. That's pretty big for them.
Significant move indeed. And here's the pitch by Perry. C.J. Williams on the spin. The hard harm from Joe Lang. That'll be good for emerges. It is a giant shadow for everyone who has been under center since.
Yeah, that's the reality of the option. When you got the ones that can really do it, you remember it. I mean, think back to the great option teams. You know, whether
a fumble though on the last Navy possession. Crowded front on 3rd and 2. Perry. Pitch well done. C.J. Williams driven that have been low risk. Perry to Nelson Smith, excuse me, to Miles Fells. And Fells angling Kendrick Knight in probably Navy's deepest position offensively. Nelson Smith able to follow some there. Pounding on the ground for 5, Benton Whitley.
But not real big. You need a lot of them.
2nd and 5. Perry again, a later pitch, and Navy's speed on the edge has been a difference today. There, it's Taj Malloy. That's another big game. Is this maybe where they take a chance? Chance Warren is on the bottom right. And show some softer coverage on him. Perry trying to go opposite, runs out of the hit. Perfectly done. Touchdown, Navy. C.J. Williams gallops for a score. Familiar with coming back from deficits. Twice rallied from down 21 or more, the 2 biggest in program history, both last year. Perry the pitch. And that's where Navy is really gashed Holy Cross today. C.J. Williams already has it earlier this week. Perry has nowhere to go. The Wisely shield. But Dan Cousinot.
He made easy by about 10, 15 yards.
Out of Navy's final timeout of the half. Ake Cow driven out by Joe Lang.
But the guys that have been open haven't been hit.
Perry. He's got space, directs the block, dances out of bounds, picks up Cooper. He's on the bottom of the screen, number 3, a big target, matched up with the undersized 5'11" Grant Holloman. Perry checks down, he throws to Cooper, caught! Michael Cooper, reverse field, inside of the 5.
It's a back that Bob Chesney can put out there.
And Perry keep this himself, yes sir. On first try with no timeouts, only a half yard. He gets stopped. No timeouts, 23 seconds. UCLA and you comes out again, and there, touchdown! Whistles blare. The ball sprung free. A chance right outside the red zone. The pitch. Malloy able to cut up field. Weed has been brilliant. Is the near slot back acting as a wing. He motions to the far side. They're going to go with a screen look here. As soon as Ryan Mitchell had the ball, he was cut down. They get hard forced to watch like Perry did earlier. 1st and goal. Perry the pitch. And a few yards inside of the 5. The coaches said, don't encourage it. 2nd and goal. Smith, the fullback. Just short.
You need your offense in the end zone for 6. You've got 2 plays to score here.
Perry's got one going over the top. The give to Smith here. Navy believes it has it.
But this is not his last drive, even if it's a 10-play, 6-minute drive.
Toss to C.J. Williams. He's got a few blockers. And he hops out of bounds, nearly the first down. Chris Riley helps him. Could we see some play action elements? Does Navy want to get that in the heads of some of its opponents? Perry, the pitch. Man, it's been picture perfect today. Right into Jacob Dobbs, the linebacker. Years, Randy.
It's been, so far, Malcolm Perry's best decision-making process day.
Nelson Smith, the fullback, staggered on first contact, keeps his legs, and gets about 4 yards.
Foot in the ground and goes.
Late pitch again. He is just drawing these Holy Cross men in. That'll be good for a first. Another stop by Liam.
And that's nearly impossible to defend.
Isaac Ruas is in at fullback. Play fake. Perry hit as he throws. Caught! How did he? Last year, Navy was last in the FBS. Averaged 73 yards passing per game. They've eclipsed that here today. Perry behind Ruas, spins off, dragging Dobbs all the way to the 2. I asked you yesterday if that would be one of the 2 or 3 most common plays. You said no. As always, you know a lot more than I do. Ruas, he knows the end zone. Standing up, spun around, touchdown, Navy. February, and will be forever. Remember. Cooper makes a man miss. 4 yards. Perry 5 of 6 today. Looking for a 6th completion, one-footed on the run, off target, intended for Ryan Mitchell. It's still a triple option team. Maybe its bread and butter is running the football, but they need to keep defenses honest. Perry, a late pitch. Lang whiffs on the tackle. Holy Cross's surest defender, Jacob Dobbs, helps clean experience in terms of game action. Perry looking to throw again. And the sliding grab on one knee by Chance Warren.
Adjustment period on the routes, on adjusting to defenses, everything else. But by all indications, he could be a good one.
Another play fake. Is this Navy? Perry over the top. Incomplete. Make Cow. High schools, followed his dad, who was his coach. His dad, John, at All-American defensive end at Fresno State. Nelson Smith, a lot of room there. The O-line carves out space. Jacob Dobbs goes for a ride. He's got a career-high 103 yards. But the backup, Tiger Gosselin, is in, so give it to Nelson Smith. He is through and out of the end zone. Touchdown, Nelson Smith, 49 yards.
In Memphis.
ECU team that struggled mightily a year ago. Had a coaching change. And off the fake, the keep by Gosselin. He gets dragged down by. And they have a lot of the number 2s in at other spots. Isaac Ruas at fullback, Travis Brandon, Justin Smith at slot back.
Well, you know, Ivan Jasper, the offensive quarterbacks.
And here's Dalen Morris, so it's 3 quarterbacks in 3 plays. And Morris was primed to be the primary backup. And here the feet to Ruas, who steamrolls a first down.
Because physically and style-wise, you've got 3 very similar quarterbacks.
And that said, it's a lot of run game, mostly feeding to the fullback. In terms of their triple option as a quarterback for 1 year as a senior in Yukon, Oklahoma, Ivan Jasper praised his big playability and what they can do with him with his body and his build. And they're a good feel for the flip on the pitch. And Tyree King-L has some shake on Joe Lang. He hops out of bounds.
Comes out. Guy runs a play, comes out. They do that 365 days out of the year practicing.
And they love showing this on tape, I'm sure, too. Well, Morris back in. He flips the pitch. Than his numbers show.
And technically, half of those pitches should be qualified as passes because they're forward.
Ball loose. Tiger Gosselin issue as the fullback Ruas flew.
The ball on the ground.
Number 1 thing preached to practice for years, ball security. Pressure in the backfield, probing hands try to knock it free. And Olsen on Annapolis. Celebration for the Brigade. They can often be rewarded when the football team wins. Tiger Gosselin rewarded with the pitch. And that's been the biggest positive in a sea of a lot of positives for Navy today. James Harris getting his first look at fullback. He missed some time at full last year. They declared themselves about 11-12 deep and rotated heavily. Morris back in at quarterback and the fullback run right into the waiting.
3 or 4 that they feel comfortable. If guys need a blow, they can rotate some people in.
3rd down here with Gosselin under center. Issue on the hand of the fullback there, and Holy Cross able to pounce. Guard to center. They also have Sean Ratty, the cousin of same spelled, pronounced differently, former star quarterback Tim Rattay.
Yeah, well, quarterbacks are Rattays. Linemen are Ratties.
And that is a couple of slip moves out of woulda, shoulda, coulda.
That BJ is wearing today.
He was on your podcast recently, wasn't
He was this week.
Inside look as we check in with Newton, smashed in Knoxville.
Well, it's now a neck-and-neck race between he and Charlie Pruitt and Charlie Strong to the hot seat #1 position.
USF was crushed. All pedigree. Uncles Dorsey Gibson played at Oklahoma State. Lee Hensley at Texas. He is now at Navy. Haven't seen a throw from the backup quarterbacks yet.
Sounds like a checkoff.
Toss here. The first block comes. Horse collar, it looked like. Up over here.
Fullback, then more fullback.
Toss instead to Wynn. And the blocks hold. Wynn's got the first down. Joe Lang another hit. Pickens. Navy has not been threatened on the game. Inside run, and that's fully employed by New Hampshire.
But as you have to remember, you know, everyone says FBS, FCS. There goes a helmet. Holy Cross is still.
Baseball and basketball took the College World Series in '52, beat Oklahoma in the title game to win the Hoops title in '47. Morris making a miss. Hendra, Jerome Carruthers behind now Tiger Gosselin. That would prove upon to me the only underscored negative is there a lingering issue with Perry and the elbow.
Throwing the ball as much as they did on that last possession he was in.